How y'all doing? Jibby here. In this video, we'll be coming at you with some lighthouse camping spots. Before we get into it, if you haven't already, really appreciate you consider hitting that like, hitting that subscribe button. Come out with new videos every Friday, and if you'd like, leave a comment, especially if I leave a spot out that you like to use. Go ahead and share it with everyone else. Greatly appreciated. Really help the YouTube algorithm. I also stream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Go over there, hit a follow, catch me when I go live. Without further ado, let's get into it. So for our first spot, we're going to be over near the bridge going towards water treatment, but on the village's side. We have this little like double container here. If you jump up on the rail, you can come over. If you have high enough strength, jump right on top of it. If you're having a hard time hitting some of these jumps like this, a stim like the L1 can really help you do it. I like it. It's pretty cheap, and it really gives you a nice big 20 strength boost for 2 minutes. So next, we're on the very opposite side of that same bridge. We have these rocks down towards the water. Now you can actually jump up on these rocks, work your way all the way towards the top. Now once you get up here, if you haven't already, or if anyone else has, you're going to want to take out these rogues. They will light you up. One's right there at the front gate, and the one over there on building number 1 at a minimum. Once you're on top of here, though, go ahead and lay down, and you have a pretty good view of this entire area. You can see PMCs going along the beach up towards the northern checkpoint. You can see the front gate, even on top of building number 1, and over on top of building number 2. Furthermore, you have really good cover from the back, so you don't have to worry as much about being shot from behind. Next, now we're inside, over near the front entrance of building number 1. We have another one of these little double containers. You can jump on the railing and jump right over. This is kind of one of those hiding in plain sight spots that I like to use. You have a good view of all around you, especially over there on the mountains across from where PMCs like to kill the rogues. Next, we're inside building number 2. So right in there is where that document is that people have to grab. So camp that spot by going across this top part, jumping up on this box, and then you kind of have to do like a little jump crouch at the same time, but a little bit of fin angling and you'll get it up in there. Then just kind of go a little bit to your left to get around the pillar. You can work your way down across this pipe. I come all the way down the end to kind of use the pillar to help kill my silhouette. But you have a really good view of the whole inside and right into the office where people go to grab that document. Now we're going to be over in building number 1. It's going to be similar, but different. So we have these railings right here. Come over to this one. You can jump up on top of it. Then jump on this pipe. You can also get on this pipe by going up there, kind of jumping over the railing on top, but whatever way you want to do it. You kind of get to the point where you can get a little bit of a running start. You can run and jump right over and land on this pipe. You are a little exposed here, so you don't have much cover if you do get shot at, but it's just kind of one of those areas where people aren't going to expect to see you up here. You see you have a good view of both the doors, as well as the office right there to your right, and the operating room for broadcast. Now we're going to be in building number 3. Come up here, you can jump on this railing. This one's a lot similar to building number 2. You can sit right on this pipe right here and just kind of kill the silhouette with the packed pillar and watch towards the river. Or if you go a little bit to the right, you gotta squeeze past this pillar and get a little further in. Right about here though, there is like you can see like an invisible barrier that you can't get past no matter what you do. So that's kind of about as far as you can go, but you can lean behind this pillar to kind of get some more coverage if you want to. Just get people coming in, trying to kill the rogue bosses. Now we're back over here at building number 2. Now this is good if you don't have enough strength to get on top of those containers, but you want to. You can get right on top of this truck. Again, just kind of hiding in plain sight. You have a pretty good view of this area up here, as well as the mountains on the other side. Next, we're going to be up by the northern checkpoint. So there's a couple spots I want to show you in here. This first one, jump across here. You are the most exposed. You do have the widest viewing. You can see the most. Now, same spot, but if you go back a little further, container, you are a little less exposed, but you can also see a little less. And then even more, you come back here to this bulldozer, similar to the ones on interchange. You can get on top. And you are the most concealed, but also can see the least amount. Not real close, but up near the train yard, go up this wood pile. You can get on top of this little red roof overhang and lay down. You have the coverage because of the pitch of the roof, and then you can see people going towards northern checkpoint. A little further into the rail yard, this is where the armored train will come in. You can use these little boxes to get on top of these shipping containers. Once you're up here, go ahead, lay down. And you have a pretty good view of anyone that's trying to come up from the water treatment facility. Next, we're over at the little drug lab. You go in here, there's actually quite a few valuable loot spawns, especially on this side of the room. But you go over towards these little water containers, jump on the little ones, and you can jump on the big ones, and then you can jump on this ducting, and once you're up here, you can walk across the metal rafters. So get right in here, see people coming in, or if you let them get a little further, right over here, all the high valuable loot spawns that can spawn there, take them out there. Next, we're on the mountains. There's a lot of spots you can shoot from, but there's like only one or two in particular I want to show you. This first one, you kind of come over here towards the front where these little containers are. You lay down right here, you have a pretty good view of people coming in like from the village side and on top of a lot of the buildings, while also having really good coverage from behind. You don't have to worry about getting shot in your back. Now we're a little further up. We're going to start focusing more on outside the water treatment. Right there is about where we just were. So if you work your way up the rocks, eventually you'll get to like this little ridge right here. Go forward a little bit. There's this flat area. You can lay down and you can see into the water treatment facility a little bit. You can see over near the bridge, the main bridge that goes into it, into this island, little town, as well as people coming up from behind. Now we're going to be in the village near the path to Shoreline extract. You come up to this house. If you're a little bit lower strength, you can open that door to help you out. But you come out here, jump on the little fence, jump on the big fence. Now, if your strength is lower, you don't have a stim, you can jump on the door and jump up. But if it's high enough, you can just kind of work your way up there on your own. Come up this house. There's this chimney here to give you extra cover. What I like to do is turn around and then do like the manual crouching. You hold C and scroll just to the point where your gun can kind of look over it. And then you can shoot people coming from that direction or shoot people coming from the rocks. and over to at the Shoreline extract. Next, we're going to be up here by the chalet or resort, whichever one you call this. There's this little rock formation just up towards the Red Rebel extract. Kind of work your way up the side of it. Once you're up here, a lot of area you can lay down at. Kind of find a spot. And you have a pretty good view of the mountain on the other side, as well as the whole front of the building and the path coming down from the other building. That's a little further down, right next to the Red Rebel extract. This one's a little harder to get comfortable in, as in like get your movement right, but I feel like it's a better spot for Shooterborn in Heaven. Kind of work your way up here. You get to this little like weird ribbed area. Kind of finagle yourself in a position to where it'll let you lay down. And then just kind of work it to where you're able to have enough movement of your gun. Here, you can see down to the front, you can see like that little high value loot spot right there. You can kind of turn yourself and look over to see if anyone's trying to get up into that spot that I just was. Just more than likely, you're going to have to crouch in order to actually shoot them. You can see pretty good come down from the other building, but you are a little more concealed, and I think you have a much better view of the two mountains across the street. Here, we're at the same building. You can do this on both sides, just so you know. This is the side I picked to use for the video. You come up here, you can jump over the railing, and you can get on the lower part of the roof. The upper part of the roof does not let you up there. I've tried numerous times, no luck, at least not solo. You come up here and sit by these windows and wait for people to walk past them. As well as kind of scan the rocks in front of the building. Do the same thing on the other side. Just depending on which side of each of these little cubbies you're on will depend on how much you're able to see towards the front of this building. Now you can see if you move over to the other side of the cubby, you can actually see the safe. So if anyone does come in from the back, you can go ahead and get them while they're looting it. And you have a little bit better view of the rocks. As well as on the other side, you can see right there's a safe. So just depends on where you want to sit and what you want to see on the rock side. Now we're up at the other building. You work your way over here and jump on this bench. Then on top of the light, on top of the wall. Once you're up there, walk across this fence. You can get on top of this little shack. Once you are up here, you're gonna be doing more kneeling, because if you do lay down, it greatly restricts your ability to look down or up just because of the pitch of the roof. So it's gonna be mostly kneeling, but you can get a pretty good view. Kind of wait for people to come up and loot this place. One thing to point out, like the other building, you cannot get on this roof. You are able to jump across there, and you can get a little black piece right there, but once you get over, it will not let you on the roof. There's like an invisible barrier. Now we're over by the Marin car, and we got this first beach house. Come across here. I like to go over and kind of sit on the couch, kind of keep yourself back in the room to help conceal you. But you're able to look right across, especially if you get here very early in the raid and see people running down the beach. Next, we're over at the southern road, and just like the two I showed you before, you're able to get on top of this little building. Now this one I do like a little bit more because you're able to see down the beach, on the road, and you have enough movement to actually see people coming down from the side of the mountain. So, a little more versatile, I think. Next, we're going to be up on the mountain near Southern Road. You can see right there the helicopter crash. Now, a lot of people do like to sit up here to camp out on the bridge, but you are very exposed to people from the other side. So what I would suggest, instead of being up there, kind of drop down here, head towards the left. And right in this area, if you lay down, you have just as much view, if not more, of the bridge area. Plus, towards your right, you are much more concealed from people who may be counter sniping. Now we're going to be over on the Lighthouse Island. So first spot over here, you can go and open this door, get on top of this truck, give yourself a little run jump, land on the door, and then jump on the roof. Go over and hug this wall and just wait for people to come in. Appear near the dome, far off to the right hand side. There's this little rock that kind of sticks up. You lay down here and see the bridge real good from this side. I feel like this is a good spot just because you're not wide out in the open and just ready to get hit from the other side of the map. So hope this helps. If you did enjoy, like I said, really appreciate it. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, come back, catch some more videos, leave those comments, let me know how you guys like this. Go ahead, get your camping done, get some of that loot. But as always, catch you guys next time.